There we are. There we go. Okay, everybody, we can put our fists back in. All right. All right. Yo, CK, where you at? All right. Ready, set, flow.
Ready, set, flow, baby.
Edwin.
Hello,
Yo,
hello,
what's up?
hello.
What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, CK? What's up, Cynthia? And hi, Trin. And what's up, Seibo?
Hey, everybody. Cynthia, good to have you back.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I was like MIA a couple of times, but.
And Trin, welcome. How did you learn about the group?
Andrew.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw the messages. You are Andrew's +1 for today.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, how are you feeling right now?
Do you want the honest answer?
Of course.
A little stressed from work all day, so I'm kind of hoping that I get into a space where I can just kind of decompress.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good. That's much better than I'm super nervous. I'm super scared about this. That's what I was expecting to hear. But if you're just stressed out from work and you need to decompress, you definitely came to the right place. And, since we have someone new, why don't we just do a quick round of introductions? My name is Seibo Shen. I am Gavin's co-host for the Flowmasters. My day job is I'm an entrepreneur, and my night job is, well, I masquerade as a Flowmaster facilitator. Edwin, how about you?
Yo, what's up, guys? So unfortunately, I'm unemployed at the moment. Still looking for a job and trying to figure out a side hustle at the moment. But I love being here in the Flowmasters. It's definitely therapy. It's definitely alternative therapy method. So yeah, you're in the right place, Trin.
That's awesome.
All right, CK.
Hi everyone, love to be in the group that has some ladies. That's great. Thank you for bringing your feminine divine self being here. I love dropping in, the depth of my consciousness and the depth of the consciousness of others. So Flowmaster is definitely a way to help us do that in a way that's very supportive, nurturing, and flowing. In a way to drop in with all of you.
Ooh, love it. Andrew.
Yeah. Hey guys. I'm Andrew. I'm the guy that brought in Trin. We've been talking for since April. Yeah, and I love being here. Right now, I've come from LA County. I am a life purpose coach, which just basically means I help people find their purpose. Yeah, life is good right now. Today was a good chill day, so it's a good way to cap it off.
Awesome. Cynthia, the other queen.
Hi, I'm Cynthia. I'm actually Gavin's friend from college. And then I haven't talked to him in little story, short story. I haven't seen him in 11 years, and he hit me back up randomly last year through Instagram. So it was kind of a big change to see him that different. But anyway, I'm an accountant at Toyota. So that whole Kaizen thing that he was talking about, totally get it. The improving oneself or process. And I came out consistently earlier in the year, but then recently I've been kind of swamped with work, so I feel you, I'm in the same boat. I usually come here to de-stress. Most of the things a lot of things that are on my mind are work related. So I come here to just try to release that so I can go into the weekend with a clear mind.
Awesome. And Trin, what about you?
So my name is Trin Dang. I work for a nonprofit. Pretty much my prior life to this, I was a teacher in elementary, middle, and high school. But I work with a nonprofit that deals with mental health conditions. So we offer a lot of services to the community, free services to, help people work through their mental health challenges. And so just do a lot of the back end work. So that's where a major part of the stress is coming from, with the federal fiscal year coming to an end and working out the budget and all that. But just hoping to kind of relax. I was hoping to just be a bystander today and just kind of watch. I don't know what the expectation for that is.
Hey, what we'll do is, freestyle rapping, you know, it's not something that you just jump in and doing. So we'll do some warm-up drills that'll be really easy to participate in. And you kind of do as much as you want or as little as you want. But I have a feeling most people after this are like, oh man, I wish I could jump in more. So before we begin, actually, you know, like we've been really trying to set our intention of what we're bringing into this space. So my intention for today is to really be present, really be engaged, not thinking about how I'm doing as a facilitator, and really be present with everyone. So that's my intention that I'm bringing into today's session. Edwin, what about you?
My intention is really just to really be appreciative or share the appreciation that I have. Yeah, because I've been having a huge health scare and everything, but today I received some good news, so I'm fucking celebrating that, you know. So I'm bringing that to the space.
Oh, awesome. All right. And what about you, Andrew?
Today, I am releasing everything I went through this week and last month. I've already begun that process earlier in the day. So, yeah, just trying to release it even more, if that makes sense.
Okay. All right. And what about you, CK?
Speak my emotions rather than from my head. So good, and I have a good time.
All right. And Cynthia?
Decompress from the week.
Awesome. And I noticed a theme here, but Trin, what about you?
I think for me, letting go of anxiety and stress.
Okay, letting go of anxiety and stress. Okay, awesome. All right, so me, I'm going to be more present. Edwin, share appreciation and gratitude. Andrew, releasing the baggage from last week, from last month. CK, speaking from emotion rather than the head, and to have a good time. Cynthia, to decompress from the week. Trin, letting go of anxiety and stress. So what I want to do is, I want to do 4 breaths of box breathing as a way for us to just kind of get into group flow together. And box breathing is a very simple breathing exercise. It's 4 seconds breathing in, 4 seconds holding your breath, 4 seconds releasing, and then 4 seconds holding your breath at the very bottom. So I'll lead it and we'll do a count of 3 before we begin. Are you guys ready? All right, breathe in. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold at the bottom. Really relax. 3, 4. Now inhale again. 3, 4. Hold at the top. 2, 3, 4. Exhale and really feel your body relax. 3. Now hold at the bottom. And we're on our last one. So now inhale one last time. 2, 3, 4. Hold. Really think about your intention. Now release. 3. And hold. Okay. All right, guys and girls. I'm sorry about that, using the wrong pronouns sometimes. But let's have some fun here. Okay, so a couple principles, you know, that I just wanted to reiterate that Gavin talked about. You know, we're really trying to be here, group flow. That means we want everyone to be really paying attention to each other. We also want to rally the cipher. You know, some people are going to struggle. We have some new people here where it's going to be a little uncomfortable. So let's really help them break through. And Trin, you know, I guess I'm speaking directly to you, which is, you know, there are going to be times when it's going to feel a little uncomfortable, and, you know, just trust yourself, just speak through it, and we'll be here to help. And, you know, if it's too much, it's okay. You know, just step back and we'll let you back in when you feel comfortable. But I have a feeling that you're going to do excellent. If you came with Andrew, just trust that he put you in a place with many safe people where you could really fully express yourself under no judgment. And yeah, let's have a lot of fun here. So the first thing we're going to do is the scatting exercise. And I guess everyone here has scatted a little bit, but Trin, do you know what scatting is? All right, Andrew, do you want to tell Trin what scatting is? Okay, so he
There it
gave
is.
an example of scatting. Scatting is just making some random noises with your mouth to the beat, to the rhythm, to the melody of the music. It's really just a way to kind of get out of your head and feel comfortable about just making sounds in front of other people. So, before we begin, how does the music level sound vis-a-vis my voice? Should it be higher, lower? Perfect. It's perfect.
Perfect.
All right. All right, so let's start off with some scatting. So what I'll do is I'll start off the scatting here, and then you'll see Trin. I'll popcorn it to someone else, and then they'll popcorn it to someone else, and we'll just have a nice little scatting session. So here we go. So skibbity boobop, skibbity da bebop, skibbity 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 da bebop, chicky chicky chee, chicky chicky choo, boom, 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 boom. Now Edwin.
About a bee. About la 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 la. Cynthia.
Andrew.
Shamala, shamalala, cha-cha, ha-ha-cho, ha-cho, ha-cha-cha-cha-cha, ha-ha-cho, ho-ho-ho, ha-ha, scatter-butt, da.
Zippity-doo-dah. Ba-da-ba-dee-ba-bee. Ba-ba-da-da-da. Trend.
Ooh, wah, ba, 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 da, ba, 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 boop, boop. Beep, 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 ba, ba, and Seibo.
All right,
That was
all right.
awesome.
That was so awesome. So now that we've all had a chance to do a little bit of scatting, now what we're gonna do is we're gonna combine scatting with some words, so it'll be a little bit like this, like skibbida boobop, skibbida bebop. I know Andrew Mai, skibbida boobop, and he lives to not die, and skibbida bebop, boom bop, and the CK Lin, yo, he could win, and boom chigga boom boom. And Edwin, yo, it's time to make room, so I'ma pass the popcorn on to you.
Light bulb. Picture. Massage ball. A little cup. And then I got a mouse on my table. I got a little head scalper thing. I'm gonna pass the mic to CK.
I got a Warrior iPhone case. Oh, you can see it right there. I got a ukulele on the side making a little sound. Pass it on to Cynthia.
Okay. I don't know what to say, but I feel a little awkward just because I haven't been here for a little while, but all the familiar faces shouldn't make me nervous. Words out. Andrew, that's good.
What it do? My name is Andrew. Got you. German chocolate cake. I bake in the oven, in my head, in the bed. Trin.
Boop, 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 bop, 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 cactus and boba. And boop, 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 brew. And hair tie and melatonin. And boop, 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 boop. And koala bear and books. And Seibo.
Oh man, that was
That
awesome.
was so free. I loved it.
Trin, thank you for following along. and really putting yourself out there. So, okay. So now that we've kind of warmed up a little, you know, we like to utilize this, as Gavin said, not just for freestyling and building up our cool rapping skills, but to, you know, get a little bit deeper within ourselves and learn a little bit more. So, you know, let me actually change the beat here. Here we go. So, you know, the prompt that I want us to start with today, and this is the interesting thing, Trin. You could rap these, you could speak these, you could do a mix of poetry, speaking, and rapping. It doesn't really matter. So you could just watch us go. But the prompt today is, what is one important decision that you made that changed and altered your life course? So, for example, this is what I would say. Is like, what changed my life? It was dropping out of law school. Everyone told me, Seibo, you're a fool. You think you're cool, but you're not really that cool. You're just a big fool. And yo, 5 years of just working a 9 to 5, and now you want to go to law school and you're dropping out. You trying to die? And I said, no, I want to make a difference, but not in the legal space. That's for some other head case, not me. I got to be free. I got to run some cannabis startups because that's me. Yes, I love to smoke every single day. Sometime in the morning, I wake up and wake and bake. Yo, that's what I do. And don't just take. I always want to give back because, yo, that's me, Jack. I just want to never slack. I work hard, but yo, when my kids are downstairs, I work real hard making them happy. I play a lot of games with them. That's why dropping out of law school was the best thing for them. Because if I was a lawyer 80 hours a week, no, now I just work about 25 hours and I make about as much as 5 lawyers. I'm not just bragging, but this is why I changed my life course. And this is why I want to teach what I'm teaching. So I'm glad I dropped out of law school. All right. Is there anyone that wants to go next?
Point. Oh, me? Okay. Sure. The decision I made that changed my life was the decision to come to America. At the time, I was facing a lot of uncertainty. I didn't want to deal with my family's drama, and I decided to just escape to America and come to a brand new expanded space. I loved it because what I see here is that everything is possible, that the American dream is alive and strong. I saw that whatever I put my mind to is possible. And later on I realized, well, I was actually just escaping rather than chasing the American dream. So I actually had to get it complete. And it changed my life because now I have this whole new lifestyle of doing Flowmasters, ayahuasca, plant medicine, Burning Man, none of those stuff available in Taiwan, in Asia at the time. So I get to carve out my own life as an entrepreneur, as a thought leader, and talking about the intersection between entrepreneurship and spirituality, and really drop into the depth of who I am and the depth of who you are, and create a life that's not of a formula, and actually just carve out what is my truth, what is it that I want to create, and what could I do to make the biggest difference in my life, in your life, in the whole world's life. Andrew.
Oh, wow. Hey, before Andrew goes, CK, you know, I was really thinking about your intention to speak from emotion rather than your head. And I really heard you. You know, I just wanted to acknowledge that, you know, from last week to this week, you know, not that you weren't speaking honestly last week, but there was definitely a lot more emotion, and I learned a little bit about you. I had no idea that you had immigrated here. So I really thank you for that share. And Andrew, you know, did something about CK share resonate with you before you go?
Yeah, it did. I'd say the biggest thing is I'm seeing CK resonating from his heart. He's not in his head. Like, he totally dropped down his body and just flowed, and we got so much more from him today, you know. I'd love to share about Taiwan and being available to Burning Man and trying all the cool, like, fun young American stuff. So and just exploring his life and taking risks. So thank you.
Yeah. So what about you, Andrew? I have a feeling I know what important decision you're going to talk about, but can you tell us about an important decision that you've made that has altered the course of your life?
Yes. So, biggest mistake?
No, important decision.
Yeah. Yeah. The biggest decision I've had that altered my life was hiring my first coach. She gave me a different approach to live my purpose, a life of service. It was dope to work with her. I had hope in me that I could make a change. It completely altered my life and got me to where I am. I didn't think I can get to where I am today. This level of confidence and flow and community. I had an immunity to talking to people. I couldn't talk to people before. I couldn't connect. But here I am connecting. It's perfection at the highest levels. But when I had the coach, my friends were all like, what the fuck? What are you doing? What are you proving? What are you trying to do? Don't you know it's a scam? Don't you know I don't give a damn? It's a pyramid scheme. You're not seeing it. But I saw it. I saw the value in it. I saw what it's meant for. I saw how it could help me grow and thrive and prosper. Depriving me of the highest self takes me away from my wealth, takes me away from my mental health. And I'm so glad I did it. It was the scariest investment of my life because it was the cost of rent for a coach. But it was the best approach to my life because it mattered so much for my growth. And after that coach, I joined a coach training program that altered me again and was a further investment. Left my old friends, left the things and people that didn't serve me, that didn't deserve me, that weren't worthy of my higher goals, that weren't worthy of my highest cause, my higher self. Building the wealth externally and internally. Building the life that I desire. Lighting that fire. To light the fire for others. Taking care of Mother Earth. What I've been meant for since birth. My mission is first. I'm sorry. My family is first. And so is my mission. I'm fishing for what's real. I'm fishing for the next generation. Wealth generation. And happiness generation. I'm onto the path that's meant for me. And not stuck in the life that I didn't want. But the life that I meant for. Thank you.
Oh man. From being coached to going to coaching school to being a coach, it's a beautiful path, you know, and I'm really excited to watch you and your whole journey while you're doing this and going through this journey alongside with you too, Andrew. So this is really exciting. You know, Cynthia, you know, was there anything about Andrew's share that really stuck with you that you'd like to talk about before going into your share?
Sure. I feel like it takes a lot of guts to go from something that you knew previously to something super new. So putting yourself in, coach's school, right? I remember I was like, oh, that story sounds very familiar from somebody I know really well. So I know that takes a lot of guts. You have a lot of opinions coming in left and right, but you just have to in one ear out the other and just not let it bother you. Just kind of turn that off, right? Or even you have that little voice in your head. Yeah. So I commend you for doing that. That's really brave of you. I don't know if I'd be able to do that.
Thanks, Cynthia.
You're welcome. So it's a decision that changed my life, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. God, it sounds so basic because I'm from an Asian family, but I would say probably changing careers to where I am now. So I originally studied marketing in school at Cal State Long Beach, and then I switched to accounting after graduation, so I put myself through school, and I got the job that I have right now after a lot of ups and downs in the previous employers. But after that job, you know, my parents helped me out financially with everything, but after I have my current job, I was able to just pay for everything for myself, and that means the world to me. I love independence a lot. I put myself through grad school, no debt. I paid it all off. I bought myself a new car after I got a hit and run accident and my car got totaled. So somehow, through a friend, I got a great lawyer, helped me out with some money, and just that, again, that financial independence, I was able to get the car that I have right now, which is just a Honda Civic, but still, you know, I'm really happy and proud of myself. And then being able to move out and, you know, live in this apartment currently. So just like a small little thing. Like anything that I fork out money for, I'm always remind myself, like, okay, I worked for this, I can pay for this, I can afford this. It's just that, it's a great feeling to have.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know, and I find that a lot of Asians in general tend to minimize the things that they've done that are really big wins. You know, having financial independence, not having to depend on others, is a huge thing, you know. So my only suggestion with you is to really kind of change the context of how you view these things, or even how you communicate it to other people, because it is a big deal to be financially independent today. You know, many people are still, I mean, I lived with my parents like to the age of 30, you know, like I needed to save money to be able to like move and have a home of my own for my family, you know. So I give you a lot of kudos for sharing that, and I just wanted to reiterate that is a huge deal, you know. It's not a small thing, so kudos to you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And Trin, you know, like was there anything that, you know, you empathized with, or anything that touched you in particular about Cynthia's share before you talk about your share?
Yeah, definitely. I think I agree with you, and just I noticed that you said it was a small thing, but it's really not a small thing. You got to celebrate every success that comes your way, and independence, I think, is a huge thing. That's been, you know, the moment that I became independent and felt like I could take care of myself. It's that freedom. It's that going out into the world and feeling like you could do what you want to do and live life the way you want to live it. So that's a beautiful thing. That's a huge step.
Yeah. So Trin, you know, like, what is like one pivotal decision in your life that really altered the course of your life?
Yeah, I think this whole time I've been thinking about, it was my decision to start therapy. So the moment I went to therapy 5 years ago, it's when I started my road to recovery. Helped me work through all my drama with my family. And it's been a growing moment, a lot of growing pains, looking back and reflecting on all the ways I used to behave, forgiving myself, forgiving others, having that self-compassion, I think is the biggest thing. And pushing through it and really working on my emotions, really understanding others, especially when they're not behaving the best way, and having that compassion for them as well. Because I know, because I was there at one point. Yeah, just reflecting on life experiences and understanding that everything happens for a reason, and that I'm stepping into my purpose right now with everything that's going on. I mean, from all the past experiences with my dad being in a gang, growing up a gang leader, walking to school, you know, there's gunshots in the streets, and walking to school with metal detectors, and being involved in things that a teen shouldn't be involved in. But now learning from that as an adult. And finally, after 20, 30 years of exploring that in therapy, it's really given me a voice to be able to share, talk about all of my experiences in my past, to learn how I can make it a better world for everyone else.
Oh man, thank you for sharing that. You know, I'm hearing like common themes where Andrew's life changed after he went to coaching, and your life changed after going to therapy. And you know what I really loved about your share personally was that you know, you found more empathy, patience for others, you know, because you were able to see when others are suffering, how you could relate to that mindset because you had similar mindset. And, you know, Edwin, you know, before you do your share, you know, was there anything about Trin's share that, you know, touched you that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, Trin, thank you so much for sharing. Damn, man, like family is like one of those things that's like, it's such a difficult word to kind of define because it's such a dynamic word. It always changes, you know, especially as the relationship that you have with the family members. I'm still in the same position as well, where like I'm not on the same page with all my family members, and there's always still a little bit of drama. But for you to have the courage to take on therapy, you know, to work through the process, you know, it's not easy. So I truly commend you. That's super dope, and I'm super happy that you've been able to be able to find your voice throughout this entire process and to find peace for yourself, or a deeper sense of peace and a deeper sense of compassion and a deeper sense of love. And it's beautiful. So thank you for sharing. I think one of the biggest decisions that I made for myself that changed my life was deciding to surrender, right? So shortly after my dad passed away when I was in 7th grade, I, you know, like after he passed away, I was looking to my family as a source of like inspiration and trying to see what I wanted to do with my life. And my sister at the time went to this high school called Oxford Academy, which was like a college preparatory school, and like she always had like a tight-knit group of friends where like they would come over to my mom's house and they would do like study sessions together, and like they would be having so much fun. And like I would see this at my home and I'm like, that's so dope, I want that, right? And so I immediately, like for 3 years, I went home after school in junior high to like study really hard to take like an entrance exam to get into like the preparatory high school. But I failed all 3 years, right? And like I so badly wanted to be part of like this high school because it was such a tight-knit community, and I didn't get in. You know, I got rejected all 3 times, and so I felt like a huge disappointment to myself, right? And I couldn't get what I wanted, and I thought I wasn't smart enough, all these different things. But I remember one particular summer day when I got a high school package for another high school that I didn't really want to go to, and I remember just feeling super bummed out about it, and just like feeling lost and desperate, you know. And then I decided to somehow just kind of go into my mind and kind of make a prayer and say, and just say, you know, God, universe, whatever, you know, like I tried so damn hard. I put 3 years of blood, sweat, and tears to really get into the school, and it's one of the hardest schools to get into. And you know, if Cypress, the high school I didn't want to go to, it's really where you want me to go, then I'll go. But you know, like I'm giving it up to you. I'm letting you decide where I should go, and I give it up, right? And the moment that after I made that prayer and that request, and I just felt so at peace with myself. And next thing I know, like I get a phone call from Oxford Academy, which is the high school that I really wanted to go, and they were like, "Hey, you know, we actually just got a spot open. You know, would you like to be in the school?" And then that day, I literally just got floored that day, and I was like salivating. I was screaming around the house, and being part of the high school, the Oxford Academy high school experience was some of the best years of my life, or even up until now. Even though it's been 10 years after graduation, I still talk to like a majority of my high school classmates because we were so tight and we were so close. And like I'm at the point where if I talk to any of them, we can literally just pick up where we left off. So it's provided me such beautiful, rich relationships, lifelong relationships. So that's one of the decision to learn how to surrender has really allowed me to experience a life and memories I've never expected. So
Yeah. You know what I really love about that story is that there were all these things that you wanted, you know, and I heard like the tight community was such like a big aspect of why you wanted to go to that school. And, you know, I think for many of us, there's a lot of things that we really desire that we work really hard for. And then when we get it, we kind of feel a little bit underwhelmed because it didn't quite give you that dopamine hit that you thought you were going to get. And that's so beautiful that these are people that 10 years later, you know, you could still call them up and basically pick up the conversation where you just left off. And, you know, that really means that, you know, what you were working for really paid off and you got what you wanted. So I'm really happy about that. You know, does anyone have anything that they'd like to, you know, give Edwin some feedback or anything to acknowledge that stood out?
Edwin, you are a motherfucking warrior. Thank you for showing up. You really show your heart and really share from the depth of your soul. I think all of us, I can really felt that you put your heart on the line to get into that school. And I think the thing that actually makes you a warrior isn't that, it's actually that at the end, in spite of all the adversity, the rejection, you said, dear God, if you want me to go, I'll go. If you don't want me to go, that's okay too. That, my friend, requires courage, requires faith, requires surrendering. And from that space, that miracle will really show up in your life. So thank you for being such a beautiful illustration of what's possible when you surrender.
And I just want to acknowledge CK. When I hear you do your acknowledgements, I just I find myself so kind of hypnotized by the way you can just kind of like pierce through someone's soul and really distill down like what you really want to communicate with them and really let them know like what you saw and how important it was and why it was impactful too. So really appreciate that. So you know what, with that said, you know, I wanted to do something, you know, a little bit more fun, you know, like we came here to freestyle. So, you know, like I thought, let's keep it a little bit lighter. You know, I was thinking, why don't we freestyle about the worst job that we ever had? And I see a man called Andrew Mai dancing already. I feel like, Andrew, if you're up to the task, why don't you set us off in this one?
Yeah, the worst job I had in the world was raging fucking waters. This was at the end of high school after my senior year. I didn't know what I was doing. I was like, I don't have summer school to go to because I'm done with school, so let me just make some money. But man, that fucked me up bad. It was the worst job I had. I went to Raging Waters, and the weather couldn't be hotter. It was so bad. I'm just gonna talk because I don't know. I don't feel like flowing right now, even though that's what Raging Waters is, right? You're flowing in water, but it was just such a terrible job. Minimum wage. At a young age, I was surrounded by people who couldn't follow instructions. I tell them to go to the front of the entrance of the pool ride. You know, like, there's like a pool ride thing, and you have to get on a donut to like ride the ride, and like you have to get to the front of where the water starts so that you don't get stuck in the water because it's shallow in the back, you know. So they sit down there, then they're not gonna go anywhere. So I'm like, hey, you need to go to the front, okay? You need to go to the front, and I'll talk like a baby, like you need to go to the front and then sit down, okay? And you just sit down in the back, and they're like, well, we're stuck. Oh my god, it was so bad. Oh. That was the worst job I had until I turned 25, and I had and I had an even worse job. This was back when I was 25. I had a job at a place called ACI. It was an SAT prep school, and it wasn't cool because the CEO just wanted to make money and take advantage of parents who had fear in the kids, who had fear that the kids wouldn't get into the best schools. I thought it wasn't cool because they just played off their fear. for many, many years. It's all they cared about. They'll stack classrooms to 30 people when the limit was like 20, and I was in my 20s, and I saw that shit and knew I had to make a change. The director was a bit deranged. She was on pills all the time. She had no chill all the time. She made me clean the toilet and then go outside and write a receipt right after that. It wasn't cool. Everyone was a tool. But luckily I had one friend. His name was Jason. And we chilled and talked and would win every day. He made the job 10 times better. He was an Arcadia kid who spent $200 a week, even though we made $12 an hour. It didn't make sense. But he is who he is. He was a fun kid. And he made me who I am today. A chill dude who, yeah, a chill dude. That's all I can say. I'm chill now. Life is good. And I left it, and I'm here to break that whole stigma on SAT and making sure you get into the best school. Oh shit, things getting hard now. This is it. My palms are sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. This is it. You know? You better lose yourself in the moment. So who's next? Who's in it for the win? Let's go. Trin.
All right, worst job ever. I don't know, it's not the worst job ever because I've been a teacher at different schools. Even though it wasn't cool, the way that people treated me, it's more of the staff and the people that you're in it with. It wasn't so much the kids because the kids were awesome. It wasn't so much the parents because the parents did the best they could. But it's the people and their mindsets and where they thought these kids were from. Because kids aren't defined from the neighborhoods that they grow up in. Taught kindergarten in Compton for the first 3 years. And I saw some teachers that just didn't believe in their kids. Even in Bellflower, the teachers that I worked with that didn't believe in their kids. And they would talk trash on the fact that they were of a different race or background. And that just made my blood boil because just because these kids come from these circumstances and these families doesn't mean that they're not going to amount to anything. But the teachers' mindsets were what really kept the kids back and not so much of what the kids can offer. Because if you believe that they can, a lot of times they'll actually live up to your expectations and they'll rise to the occasion. And I knew that because teaching kindergarten in Compton for 3 years, you wouldn't think that kindergartners would be able to write a whole paragraph by the end of the year, but they did. And it wasn't because of me, it's because of those kids that really believed that they could. And after all the practice and after all that they did, it's really about them knowing themselves and feeling confident and happy and not having some teacher put them down because of what background they came from. So it's not so much the job, but really it's the people and the mindset that you're surrounded by.
Hey, thank you so much for that, Trin. I actually taught capoeira in Compton like 20 years ago, and I witnessed the same things, which were other educators seemingly, they look like they've given up, you know, and it was really sad to see that the people that are supposed to lift these children and to teach them the things that will help them survive in life have looked like they've given up themselves. And, you know, we really do need more passionate teachers like yourself. So thank you very much for being in the space of education and teaching. You know, my daughter is going into kindergarten next year. So, you know, I would hope that her teacher cares as much as you do. So thank you. What about you, CK? What's your worst job?
Worst job. Fond memories. So worst job, there was this one job that I had to do daily commutes, 2 hours each way. I did it for 2 weeks, and by week number 2, I was just going insane, stuck in the LA traffic. Like, wow, 4 hours of my life wasted in fucking traffic. Nothing is worse than that. Oh yes, but yes, there's something worse than that. The CEO would say something really beautiful, really nice in front of people behind closed doors. She would just take everything I've done for granted. Like, of course you should do this for me. And of course, and it's not the job. I can do the job. It's not the difficulties of the job. It's how the company is managed. And then CEO would actually say something, making tons of promises with all beautiful smiling faces. And at some point, and she would then renege on everything that she said, go at 180. So being in that environment where what I've done is not appreciated, not valued, and not to mention the commute, not to mention the renege promises and requests, that's the worst job ever. But what a beautiful lesson and blessing. I know what not to do as a CEO, as a founder, and never ever want to put someone else in that situation ever again.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, one common theme that I heard with, you know, both you and Trin was like, it wasn't actually the job that you didn't like. It was, you know, the leadership and the management. And ultimately what I love is that you're able to take, you know, all the things that, you know, you didn't like, that rubbed you the wrong way, that didn't serve you at the work. So that when you're running your own startup and you're running your own business, you know, you're cognizant that you have employees that could feel the very same way, of not being acknowledged, of, you know, saying something in public to look really great, but in private acting a completely different way. So that really resonates with me. Edwin, what about you?
Worst job. So very similar to, you know, CK and Trin, you know, like I've always liked my job. I've always loved my job, right? But it was just certain aspects of the job that I just found very frustrating. So I've worked with kids with special needs for like the longest time. I think I have like 7 years or 8 years in that profession, in the different roles and different capacities. But one particular job was me having to provide therapy in clients' homes, and so I got to serve the entire social economic background of everyone, from like the really like low income neighborhoods to like the really high status, like mansion size homes. And what really frustrated me was like just the gap in the system, right? Just the lack of resources that were distributed in between the different classes. And so like the lower income, all the parents, well, even most of the time the parents had limited work hours to be present with the kids, but they were giving the 110% of their effort and time and energy to the kids' growth. And like, we want the best for the kid, even though they didn't have a lot of resources. But on the other end, on the other side of the spectrum, when I worked with the parents who had lived in big mansions, they pretty much like allowed a diagnosis to determine the intellectual capabilities of their kids. And that frustrated me to no degree. Like, it was so hard working with them because I loved working with the kid. This kid was super smart. He came up with his own jokes. He was just a very a vibrant kid. He had so much potential, but the kids pretty much just treated me as like a babysitter, and it was just it was just really soul crushing for me, because like to see someone have so much potential, but to allow their parents or caregivers, you know, dumb, you know, their ability down just because the doctor said, oh, like, he's never gonna be able to like have full capability to talk or speaking or talking like that. You know, I'm like, that's fucking bullshit, you know. And so I just became really frustrated with how the resources are distributed, you know, in special needs community, and the lack of support too. there's a lot of broken loopholes. So I would say that's probably like one of the worst jobs that I've ever had. So not even the kids, but yeah. So
Yeah. Well, you know what I heard is that, you know, the job was frustrating because you cared so much, and there were other people that didn't care as much as you, and sometimes it was the parent, and that's the craziest part. You know, you would think the parents are the ones that are working the hardest, not just accepting a diagnosis and using that as the limiting factor for the child. So, you know, well, you and I, we're gonna spend some one-on-one time together, and we're gonna figure things out, you know, so we could do things right? And we don't have to depend on bureaucrats or parents that get in the way. We put together our own program that's really gonna benefit people, and we'll figure that out. Because one thing that I've learned is the old paradigms of thinking, you know, baby boomer thinking, Gen X thinking, you know, like it's different from millennial and Gen Z thinking. And there's a lot of new things that are available now that weren't available to people from these older generations that could be used very effectively to enrich these people's lives. So thank you, Edwin. And that brings us to the queen, Cynthia.
Oh. Oh. Okay.
What is-
Worst job ever. Yes. Were you gonna ask something?
No.
Oh. Okay. Worst job ever. So it was the past employer I kind of previously mentioned. I worked for another Japanese trading company under Japan Airlines, and I did not work in accounting. I was actually doing doing online learning with UCLA Extension in accounting. So during that time, I was working full time. I commuted from Fullerton to El Segundo for almost a year and a half. Actually, generally, you know, OC. So I used to drive. I used to take the Metro Rail. I used to see all kinds of things on these trains. So that was one, but the commute was bad. The other part was probably the people that I worked with. So it was a combination. So I'm basically half Japanese American because my dad's third generation. My mom is from Japan, so I'm a little bit of a weird generational mix. So I worked at this company. I can understand everything that they're saying, but my mannerisms, how I talk, how I act is completely different from what these people are used to, because they're either from Japan or they have very strict Japanese traditional parents, whereas my parents are not like that. So when I was working at this company, I did procurement for aircraft parts, so both for commercial and the Japanese military. So I used to do all that. So I did the quoting, procurement, logistics, everything from point A to point B until the part got to Japan. That was my responsibility. Now, when the customers complain, that's where the problem starts, because in our culture, we have a saying that basically says customers is God. So whatever they say, they're right. So, I mean, they've told my bosses, like, oh, if you don't get us this brand new part, you have to go in front of their building and take a shit in their lawn. Like, they literally told them that. So they're kind of crazy to deal with. But anyways, I just remember my workload just piling up over and over and over. And they kept telling me if I have an issue, you know, speak up. So I would speak up, but nobody would listen to me. They just said, well, you have to figure it out. So they just made me do all this other bullshit work, and then in the end, I got fired. So I held a grudge against them for about maybe actually 4 years. It's been 5.5 years now, but it took me a long time to kind of get over that. But you know what they say, what comes around goes around. So I later found out the Buddhist church that I played basketball at, well, it turns out one of the most powerful people in that Buddhist church was doing business with that company, which they were making money off of. So this guy would come up to me and say, he would show pictures, and he's like, oh, who are these guys from Japan? Can you tell me who this person, that person is? So I thought, how funny, how life works, right? And so it kind of teaches you don't treat people like shit, because at the end of the day, you don't know who they know. So I told him everything. I said, I got fired, but I'll tell you who these people are. I don't care. So, and I actually did see my previous bosses, like by, it wasn't by mistake, but it was kind of coincidental. So all the Japanese companies, they all have this big, you know, softball tournament, and they ran into me. And so one of my old managers was like, oh, you know Bobby, huh? And I said, yes, I do know Bobby. And I nice to meet you, or nice to see you again. And it was just like after that. So it's kind of weird how things turn out, because I did have a former coworker that did message me a couple of days ago, and she said, hey, you know, I didn't realize what was going on. I just want to reach out to you and say hi, and I hope you're doing well. So it just kind of shows you that the truth also reveals itself over time, right? So
Yeah.
that was the worst job ever.
Well, the worst job led to the Toyota job. So, you know, I always like to think of like my losses in life leading to the wins. And ultimately, yeah, it's really hard to win or learn from the wins, and much easier to learn from the losses. So, and I'm glad there was a little bit of karmic energy that came back to the Buddhist church where you had the power, you know?
Yeah, it did. It led me to my current job at Toyota now. So one of the things I learned from the previous place, it helped out a lot where I am right now. So it actually benefited me in so many ways more than once. Sometimes you don't always see the bigger picture until time passes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So what's my worst job? Well, I guess it's all of them. You know what? I think that's a really big problem. That's why I don't work for nobody. Start my own company. Did a little karate, but that didn't work out well. So I started selling cannabis vapes, and shit, that was great. Every day I smoke weed. Every day I just smile. This is why I'm like 8 Mile. I mean, I don't really got really good style. I'm more like steak and potatoes, t-shirt and jeans, but you know what I mean? I know what makes me happy. I wish my hair was a little bit nappy, because I'd rock the cornrows and the dreads, but you know what? I don't want to be called a Trustafarian. That's what they call them, rich kids with dreads, so I'm not really gonna do it. And you know what? We got 3 minutes left, so before I just go on and on about my worst job is, you know, like, let's go over everyone's intentions, you know. Seibo, be more present. Edwin, share appreciation and gratitude. Andrew, releasing the last month. CK, speak from emotion rather than the head. Cynthia, decompressing from the week. And Trin, letting go of anxiety and stress. So, you know, on a scale to 1 to 10, you know, how did you guys feel? How much did you lean into your intention? You know, I'm curious. Edwin, you want to start?
I would say 10. Easy 10 for me. Yeah, like I felt like I was able to just come in to share my enthusiasm. I was able to share the energy that I haven't had in a while. So I'm really grateful. Because the last few weeks I was here, I was on an energetic level. I was maybe like at a 4, but today I felt like I come with the 10. So I'm really happy about that.
You know, it's super dope, because actually the previous weeks, I did notice your energy is lower, but it took you a little bit longer to get into flow, and today I could see you drop right in immediately. So I definitely noticed that, for sure, Edwin. Great job. And, you know, for myself, I'd say I was a good 9.5. You know, I caught myself looking at my notes a few times and being a little distracted about the playlist. But, you know, I'd say for 95% of the time, I was locked in, listening, and being present with you guys. Does anyone want to go next? Let's have
I can
volunteers.
go.
All right, CK.
Go. So thank you all for taking me on a journey. We first reflect on the inflection points in our life, and then we reflect on the worst job in our life. You know, what a contrast. And I could say that there's a lot of resonance in everything that you have said, whether it be terrible bosses or, you know, terrible experiences. But all great learning from this. So thank you. 10 out of 10.
Yes. Mr. Mai.
Yeah, this was a good flow. It was a little different. I mean, it's always different, right? It's never the same. But this was a good flow. I think I got really inspired from everyone's stories and took more lessons than I usually probably ever did. I think it's because we all spoke up. We talked about our pains and our worst jobs, you know, and they say that we connect better through our pain than our joys, because we realize how similar we are to each other. CK and Cynthia, Edwin and Trin all had really similar stories in that they had so much passion for their job and they want to do the right thing, are blocked by the parent or like the other teachers or the other people who weren't just as passionate enough, you know. So that taught me a lot. And I think from each share that for each person that shared, what I got most from it was just be there for people, you know. When you follow your passion, you follow what you actually care about, there's gonna be pain. Because you're doing it for the right reasons. You're doing it to help others, and other people are just there to, I don't know, just to coast, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should I mark you down as a 10 also?
I'll say a 9.
9?
I'll say
Okay.
9, yeah.
You know, today I know with Trin in the room, I saw you kind of like push yourself to be even more open and more vulnerable, you know? So for me, I really saw you lean into yours, you know, releasing the last month, the last week. And, you know, what about you, Trin? On a scale to 1 to 10, did you really live through your intention?
Yeah, I would definitely say right now, like I didn't realize it until you brought it up, but all of my tension in my neck and my body has kind of been let go. So all the anxiety and stress is kind of dissipated. So I would say it's between a 9.5 and 10, somewhere between there. I just really appreciate and enjoy the safe space for everyone to share and just, you know, being true to ourselves and speaking up, sharing our emotions and who we are, and having, you know, that space to do that and to listen. So I think also listening to other people is very therapeutic, and knowing that we're not alone in whatever we're going through. So that was nice. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for showing up. And Andrew, thank you for inviting her too. And Cynthia, of course, we'll never forget about you. What about you on a scale to 1 to 10?
I want to say probably 7.5 or 8. The reason I say that is because, I mean, I wanted to decompress from work, but I ended up talking about it, even had nothing to do with my current employment. But I feel like knowing where, how far I came is probably a good way to decompress too. It makes me appreciate where I am right now.
Yeah. And you know what? We'll do some more decompression in the flow lot after, where we don't have to talk about work or any of those things.
Yeah.
So I'll meet you guys back in the other session. And, you know, Gavin always says this only happens once. So I appreciate you guys.
Hey, it's the Makosi. He did a Makosi.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait. Hey. What's up, everybody? From the parallel universe, now coming back together as one. Tao, together as one. Seibo, you know what I'm going to ask you, my dude? How was it over there in your parallel universe?
Oh man, the parallel universe, it was beautiful. You know, we went over some of the things that I wanted to improve on for today's session. And, you know, one of them was really making sure everyone had the right intention and that they felt like they lived through their intentions. And, you know, Edwin gave a 10. I believe Andrew gave a 9. Trin gave a 9.5 to 10. CK gave a 10. And Cynthia, she gave the lowest score, 7.5, but she wanted to decompress about work, and we talked about work. So, you know, I feel like if we had a slightly different subject, she would be at a 9 or a 10 too. So making sure that everyone was able to achieve their intention was my most important thing. So I really believe that we hit a home run, and my intention was just to stay present, you know, not get in my head, not look at the playlist, not look at my notes, and just really facilitate from a place of preparation, but also have enough room to just kind of go with the flow in case some things were out of my control. And yeah, man, it was beautiful.
Yes, awesome. Everyone said that you killed it. Awesome. Give yourself a little acknowledgement for constantly stretching the Kaizen spirit of constant everything improvement, Seibo. And you bring a sense of play that's not my default. I just like try to go deep as fast as possible, as quick as possible, you know? So sometimes I need another side to level me out, to just be like, you know, just freaking play around a little more, you know? So thank you for that. And so that's on our side of town, you know, on our side, it was really, yeah, it was a magical experience. Like, everybody here got deep. We have June, his first time, Kevin, his first time, and we did the empathy game. We did the I am game over there, where it's a personification tool inspired by Marcus Fung right there from Canada, right there. Yep, he's from Canada right there. And he's, and everybody, you know, Kevin went through I am a robot. You know, he does robotics. And it was so beautiful because how he ended it was like, I'm a robot, and he's like, I am a human. The insinuation of that. that really can bring a lot of reflection as far as like, where are we, you know, just acting like robots in our life or appeasing or doing things that maybe we don't really want to do, but we're trying to do it out of a need to please others or something like that. And so there were very reflective moments, disguised as this game. And June was a dirty penny. And he really got into really touch with some of those blemishes, some of those rougher edges or things that we are afraid of being stepped over if we were to share it. And this learn to come in terms of embracing that more, that I am a dirty penny and my dirty penny is my story, and that's beautiful. You know? Sheldon was a drum, you know. I forgot what all of these. Omar was a dance. Everyone had one where I tried to customize it to something that would mean a lot to them, you know. And yeah, it was beautiful. I always wish that there's more time with it, but I feel like it's just enough for people to be like, come through again, you know. But before I actually do a little more, Corey's like, I am bamboo. Yep, he is a bamboo tree too. And so going into it, is there anybody like any final thoughts just from people? Like I know that there are some people here who are actually a part of a Flow fam. And I want to actually open up too, as far as the, like one Flow fam member, as far as, you know, if anybody would like to share, as far as like, yeah, what have you been getting out of Flowmasters? The ones that continue to kind of like return and came a few times in a row. Would love to hear maybe like a minute or so on what your experience has been.
Yeah, if I might go, I love the space because I'm in my coach training program now, and yeah, I love it. Because in there I have a lot of friends in there, you know, through the program, and they're my classmates, and there's like a dozen of them, and I like that. But then outside of that, I still want my own tribe, you know, like still want my casual group that's on the same level as I am, who cares about the same things when it comes to purpose and mental health and like just releasing and being you know, going after what you care about. And so I'm really grateful for the Flowmaster space. I got a couple of other groups. I got like one other group I'm in, but like I don't talk to them too much. Yeah, I love this group because it's another place where I can casually meet people and connect. And I look forward to it every Friday because it's that Friday at 5. It's like the end of my work week, you know, and it's just perfect because if I've had a great week, then I bring that in, which is what happened this week. The past 3 weeks weren't so great, but I come in and I swear every time I come in, I'm like, man, like, is this really gonna help? You know, like, I'm like, I don't know if this will really help me out, but by the end of it, or even just like 30 to 40 minutes into it, I'm like, man, like, I'm back to all of that stress just melts away, and like, I'm back to my being, you know, I'm back to who I am, I'm back to my being, and all that work can just be like, go, like, here I am.
Thank you for sharing that, Andrew. It's a pleasure to have you in Flow Fam. And for another coach, you know, who's so committed to wanting to, through really curious inquiry, helping for people to see something different out of the power of questions. Yes. Holding space and questions, that's so powerful. When I know that already syndrome is not there, and the mind of a student is available, it's so powerful, it's life-changing. And so I give a testament to you for doing that deep work to hold that kind of space for that to be possible for somebody else. Yeah.
Thank you, Gavin.
Of course. And with that, everybody, I want to spec, but for anybody who maybe it's a first timer, you don't have to share, but if you'd like, I wanted to open space for like a minute or so. If anybody that came out for the first time would just like to share on how your first experience was.
Sure. Yeah, I just really enjoyed it. It's really nice to be in a space where people just allow whatever's gonna come through, because that's so unusual, because everyone's so polished and I'm such a control freak. And honestly, I was just super nervous coming in. Like Seibo like sent me a video, I'm like, oh fuck, this is super uncomfortable, but this is so nice too, so let me just go check it out and see what comes out of it. And it was just so nice to be in a space where everyone's just, you know, just being them, and you know, there's no like right or wrong. You just kind of let whatever comes out of it, and you know, you can just really connect and just have fun in the process. So like, I really enjoyed it because this is such an unusual place. A lot of people like again, like they're just really just so caught up, like they have to look a certain way, and I'm like that, and I'm really just trying to get out of my head. And as I was, like just talking or going with that empathy prompt, I was like, oh man, I don't even know what to say, and it just kind of came out. And as more I did that, like it just became more comfortable. So really appreciate the space that you guys created. It's something that I don't experience on a normal basis. I feel like it's like the first time, actually, especially in a place where you don't know anyone.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Thank you for sharing that. That's like a common, or like an answer people get. It is a fresh space. And I appreciate you for trusting the space, because novelty can also be scary, June. And you definitely were a contribution for the breakout room. Absolutely. So thank you for being open for yourself, and thank all of you. I definitely look forward, Trin, for you to return so I can be able to experience your side as well. And so for everybody that also would like to know what the Flow Fam is and really what that entails, people come here for the first timers, and when you're recommended by the Flow Fam, you could just come in for free. And then moving forward, if you like to experience this on a regular basis, for $50 a month, you're allowed to come here every single week. And there's also something magical that happens after that that's called the Flow Lot. And the Flow Lot is all about coming here. It's a lot more casual, where we go for like 30 plus minutes and we just start to express. It's where we also can integrate. We can also just integrate what we learn. People kind of warm up. And what I say is that from 5 to 6:30, people come and they're sharing of their hearts. They start to express that deep part. But in the breakout room or in the Flow Lot, people really you could really start to feel something deeper than that. You can almost like feel their soul. And it seems so lofty, y'all. You'll just have to stay and see for yourself. But with that, if you'd like to do it, I'll send it out to an email for everybody over this weekend, or actually on Monday. That's actually going to be, I'm going to send it on Monday. And you can also click that link right there, the Flow Fam deal. Otherwise, the Eventbrite link will always stay the same right there. And so with that being said, y'all, I want to say, everybody, as we close up to hit this 6:30, Seibo, is there any last thing you want to say?
No, just really blessed. I guess just my little share was, me and Gavin had a meeting from 2 to 3. I was like super duper tired. I haven't been sleeping much this week, so I was gonna take a 2-hour nap before Flowmasters. Got into 2 meetings, so didn't get a chance to take a nap, but you know what? Flowmasters just rejuvenated me. I'm like ready. I'm ready to rock and roll. Don't need that nap. Was present, was in flow, and ready to go. So thank you, everyone. That's it, man. I have so much love and gratitude for everyone in this room, for the people that I wasn't in the breakout room with. I hope to see you guys next week. And Trin, thank you very much for showing up, for trusting us, for just going all in with the scatting and the shares and everything. And we need more teachers like Trin teaching our kids. That's what I told her, and that's what I really believe. We need people that are caring like this. So I just want to acknowledge you for doing a really tough job and doing distance learning now, because I know that's going to be a really tough challenge for teachers as well.
Trent, definitely would love to have you back. I want to hear more about your story. And so with this, before we venture into the Flow Lot, I acknowledge the 6:31. Let's, if everyone just wants to put their fist in here, we're just right here. Thank you all for trusting the space, for coming here with everything, all your considerations and all, and still being here. And that's beautiful. Have a wonderful flow-filled weekend. Live into your intention this weekend. And remember to also acknowledge recovery, the 4th stage of the flow cycle. All right? Acknowledge recovery. We can't stay in flow all the time. We need to recover. And with that, if you have to hop off, y'all, much love. Have a great weekend. And the Flow Lot party is officially beginning. Yo.
Oh, it's the Flow Lot party. I'm going to jump in here first before my boy Masamiya starts talking again. And I just want to know that we're all winning today. And I hear some static, but that's okay, because I understand what it's like to be on the receiving end when I'm broadcasting into digital space and my connection's not really clear. Oh dear, it's still going. And am I the only one that's hearing this right now? I think it's Trin, but that's okay. That's what I had to say. Is it Omar? Who is it? It's Omar? Yo, Omar, your mic is open a little bit, and I just want to spit that I love the crumping. I would like to just crump a little bit too, but I feel so connected to this microphone you see here. It's like connected to the computer, so I can't really jump around the room. If it wasn't, I would be jumping around the room, and that's okay. And so, yes, it's the Flow Lot party, and we're just over here on Friday. We're not
drinking. I'm not drinking any alcohol. You know, I'm just chilling out right now, and just enjoying myself. You know, just hanging out in this room. Just you guys are here with me, and I'm here with you. So I just feel so connected, and it's so special, so special. Who wants to say something?
You, Corey, are bamboo, my friend. And I forgot to edify you, and then I feel so bad. But I'm gonna make it up here so we can just all be hard to be unbendable. Use for houses, create foundations with all kinds of bamboo assessments. Whatever the fuck rhymes with that, right? What the But damn, every session has been new. A new episode, unexpected. It's like so spontaneous. I love it. Mixed with uncertainty, with black pepper and Bloody Mary. I just get drunk with it, and with Gavin's life force. We're in this bubble, yet it's transparent. It's just a shape, it's just a concept. We can just pop it. We can just like expand out there and just like see for what it is. We getting all each other in check. Swelling each other's energy. Being a part of each other. What is it that I haven't been me yet? That you are already. Whew. Oh my gosh, I'm being so loud. There's so many guests in the Airbnb, and Helen already told me once that I'm being a little loud on this beautiful session. That I just want to like break the computers, like fuck, just let me make noise, but it's okay. No, I'm just thinking about it. I won't really do it because I just want to be like bamboo, like Corey, but I have to be soft too. And float and flow. Who's next? I don't care. Just take it away from me if you like.
Oh.
I guess not Seibo.
Seibo's a father. He was about to go. I was about to see it, but he might come in for a little bit right here. Yo, here he is.
What was that?
Are you gonna say something? You're about to.
Oh, I was, but my wife was like, do you want sushi? And I was, yes, I love sushi. I need some fucking mercury in my body. You know why? Because my body is skinny. But you don't want to even try to step to me because I'm skinny and scrawny, but still really strong. This is why I just rap into this song. Don't really know right from wrong, but you know what? I will always hit the bong every single day. Not every day, every morning and every evening. Daytime is just for working. And why am I out of breath? Okay, I am back. Here we go, Jack. I don't smoke crack, just the plant-based medicines. And here we go, this is why we just jettison. Yo, I gotta pass it to someone, I'm out of breath. Who wants to save me cause I'm out of breath? Someone grab it real quickly, I'm out of breath. I'm out of breath.
You're out of breath? I just wanna call out Trin. She's going in for the win. You know she's got a burner pen? She just blew out the pen right now. It's so lit. Burning right there, man. Check it out. She's a burner. She's on fire. Like her teaching passion. She's got that passion. She's got fire. My win is for hire. I don't know what to say. It's a new day. Every day. Man, I'm just chilling. I'm just killing my old vibes and bringing in the new. It's true. I just go with the flow. We're in the flow lot. We're in flow heaven. My name ain't Kevin. It's the second most common name. It's Andrew. That's what I do. Money stacking as high as the sky. I'm just playing. I ain't got nothing. But I got heart. I got heart and passion. And compassion. That's what I do. Each and every day. I just win the day. And win the week. And win the year. I listen, see, and hear everything you got to say. And I'm out of rhymes. My time is up. So who's next? Who's down to fuck it up?
Woo!
Yo, I think I got something to say.
Okay,
I think it's kind of pretty cool that this is kind of like a full circle of life because I got my boy June here who I met back in October, right? And so and it's a crazy little world. Well, actually, I'll tell you something. When I was traveling on a trip from New Orleans, going back from New Orleans back to Southern California, I met a dude named Stan. Stan was a 70-year-old man who lived a crazy life, man. He lived 5 different marriages and had 3 near-death experiences, and I'm like, holy shit, what a crazy life. What's the biggest life lesson that you learned? And she said, you know, it's a small world, right? Don't ever take that for granted. And I'm seeing and I'm witnessing that right now. Like, I got my boy June, who I met in October. I got my boy Andrew, who I met back in March of 2018. So, and then Cynthia knows my hometown, Cyprus, right? And then I got Gavin in LA, right? And I got CK in LA, right? I got Omar in New York. I got Seibo from the Bay, and I got Corey in LA. So it's all a small world, you know, and it's just all virtual world, you know, and it's kind of crazy how we're all here just connecting, just trying to express, just trying to just make sense of the world, you know, and that we don't have to feel alone. So, man, like, damn, like, it's just crazy. It just reminds me that it's just a small world, man. So don't ever forget that, guys. So, cool. Anybody else want to take the mic?
I can take the mic. So if you look at the background of the universe, you can go infinitely up, 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 and up. But you can go infinitely down, 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 and down. Flowmaster to me is the bridge between the inner reality and the outer reality. And our words, our cipher, our rhymes, our emotions are the bridge between our capability to create our reality. And such that I love the space, the sacred container that we each create here, such allows the magic, our truth, our desires to come out, such that gives us the fuel to actually create what we want to create in the outer reality. So thank you so much for being here, holding space for me, holding space for you, holding space for each other, and allow us to unleash the collective consciousness reality.
Yes. Yo, Summer just came to give some leeway. None other than the human being's name is CK. Yeah, you gotta say there is no exception. I like to see the flow that is coming out of Edwin. Not to mention Corey's self-expression. Just like the bamboo tree when it's just seeded up in the soil, waiting for that shit to grow. We gotta tend to that soil so that shit can grow, right? Just like us, we gotta tend to our dreams. Put water on our dreams, add light to our dreams, so we can realize we can do many things. As I'm waiting for the beat to come out so I can free. Okay, we gonna slow that shit down though. I'm feeling kinda good. Feeling kinda groovy. I don't know why I'm craving a Jamba Juice smoothie. That'd be kinda good right now. The strawberry wild right now as a freestyle. I gotta bring some of that play like Seibo say. From LA to the Bay, we like, hey, come on now, I see you with your tattoos. I see that you speaking the damn truth. I love you, bro. You help spreading the movement. You see how we can do it when we lost in the music. Yeah. You see me, bruh? Hello to the whole world. I say konnichiwa. I'm not here to count the cost. I say gratitude to everyone. Itadakimasu. What up? Oh yeah, go ahead, Seibo.
Oh, I'm so confused. I just heard so many voices. I'm confused, but you know what? I'm new, I'm not used, and this is why I just gotta cruise. No, it's not time to bruise like them apples. Yo, look at them apples, because I love to drink Snapple and even Gatorade. I drank 3 bottles. Now I'm so fucking thirsty. Yo, I want to yell to my wife to get some drink, but she may slap me upside my head if I said it that way, so I gotta ask nicely. Can I get a iced tea? No, she can't hear me. She's downstairs doing her own thing. I don't know what she's really doing, but I don't really care because I'm here. And this is why I have no fear, because with all these people in this room, it's so beautiful. Like bride and groom on a lovely day. Every single day can be a lovely one. So here is the one. So who wants to grab the mic and just express? Who wants to grab the mic and pass the test? I see someone who wants to grab it.
I don't know what to say, but I'm happy to stay. My name is June, and here we go, cause my intention is fun. Go with the beat and start dancing. Come on, everyone, come on, dance it. Let me see your screen, let me exist, and let's be present, and let's all have fun. Tap into the beat and go with the flow, cause all we're gonna start, we're going to blow our minds and get out of our head, and let's all have fun, because that's what this place. Stay in this place because it's a special place, and I'm so happy to be here because this is here. Here is the present moment. I'm so here. Let's be all in this together. This is a special community. It's a place where we all can just be in this present moment and stay in this moment, because all that's there is that it exists. Now I'm wrapping up as I'm going. Let it go, flow, and flow it to the other person who's gonna be next, because I'm running out of ideas, but that's okay, because this is exactly what's just coming out. Let's all have fun. Let's all go. Let's all go into this space. Let's tap into the flow in this place. Who's next?
Yo, June. I just want to say to you that I'm so inspired to be in this present moment too with you. So thank you for sharing the space, since this journey, like we're all traveling on a rock through outer space. Look at all the people around this screen. That it's a common thing that we are human beings. We are really just beaming and cruising, just a little speck of dust in the universe that's cruising. And I just want to say that here is the moment that we'll only get is right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now, right now. And inside of right now is a beautiful thing right now. And I just want to say right now that here we are right now. And this is all that ever we'll get is right now. And so if you have anything in your mind from just a couple while ago, it doesn't really matter right now, because right now is the only thing that really matters. So if you really understand what it means to be present right now, I just feel like creating right now, right now, and right now, and right now, and right now. Hey, this is just a powerful space to be in. It's a space of nothingness. It's just I open my mouth and I create this beautiful picture. It's like painting words and stuff. And I just want to say that we all need to take a breath sometimes and observe our mind, because sometimes we talk too much and we don't really get in touch with what's really going down. We just kind of unconsciously flow, and that's okay. You know, when I focus myself and I manifest the energy, that's when I can really bring out the best human being inside of me. That's when I can really deliver my value to this earth. I can really provide something that I'm worth, and that is my love and the light within. And I just want to deliver this message to all y'all, all my friends, all my brothers and sisters. So that's what I'm here to say, and I love you guys.
Oh, man. I've been conflicted, wanting to give everyone a chance at least, because I just want to keep flowing, let alone breathing. Damn, it's like, when I'm gonna get that next banana? Is there still more for me to take? Is there more potassium for me to just like go bananas and never stop? Appreciating you all, and keep giving more. Damn, because it's so infinite. There's so much that we can say, even though we say ourselves that there's no more to express, to give away. But that's just the words that are integrating with the feelings, and that has nothing to do with it. It's just go with the feelings. And Corey said visualize, just paint it. Take a paintbrush instead, not think these words, or whatever the fuck it's telling you not to do. Don't think of the pink elephant, but think it anyway. Just, then I gotta breathe. Because now it became blank. That's it. I like this place.
Yeah. Damn, you just made me think of something and I started laughing at my lack of compassion against myself when I'm napping. Yeah, it's like, Gavin, you're judging yourself when you don't feel an action. I'm like, damn, man, why am I focusing on not being insecure? You know, it's like I'm trying to look forward, but I'm looking in the rear view mirror, feeling like a mule, Feeling like I'm not cool, but damn, that's like a way being bullied back in school. But I think that this is now why I'm a bigger boy, a bigger man. But why do you want to be doing the river dance inside of your little stomach with the butterflies be going out and everything? And you inspire me to do that. I think I could do many things. Damn. There's a lot of things that's gonna be happening with the flow. The Flowmasters right here that we gonna share around the world. I can see it now. Yeah, they just like your beat. Damn it, bruh. See a Flowmasters chapter up in South Africa. See it maybe through a bilingual speaker that they will come right here and really tap into the ether. So they send it over to China and Korea for people that are not even bilingual but monolingual, but they don't speak English. But bilingual, they'll just transfuse it into another nation, another country. And that's right, you could see just what is coming. Yo, I'm just here to put it all in right there. So all of that marketing and all the courses that we take in Seibo, we gonna raise it. Come on, you got some dreams, put the record in and play it. And sometimes those records that we be playing is just embarrassment that can leave a lot of shame in. So y'all, maybe we need to scratch that record up a little bit, and maybe we can get another record a little bit. And I believe in all of y'all. I really want to say I appreciate the dreams that you are, the stars that you are, looking into the cosmic sky to see that we are one with the sky. We see life. I see eyes. I see you. I see life. Y'all are amazing beyond comprehension.
Comprehension. Don't mention this is the last session before the weekend, but what is the weekend? It's just a day we just relax and rest. But you know what? What's best is we start the weekend with Flowmaster Fridays. And you know what? It's really just my high day. Well, every day is also that day. Why do I rap so much about cannabis? Well, guess what? I love it, and that's what I do for a living. I just make devices that are given people the best experience with the sacred plant that takes you to this other dimension right behind me. I've eaten a full 1,000 milligrams once, and I was like, shit, is there LSD or psilocybin mushrooms in this? Or is this just THC? And you know what? What it just showed me was a new life. It was like the first time I started praying, like, hey, if I could just sober up, I'll never be a jackass no more. So please, I'm way too high right now. I don't want to be like that. I couldn't surrender. I just had to pretend that, yo, I wasn't gonna die. And that was how I could only really try to deal with that high, because it was way too intense. Yo, this was no pretense. I mean, I had to pretend because I had to lend. I mean, I had to hit send because too much info was coming through me. Some of it was really dark and I didn't want it to have going through me. But you know what? I had to see the darkness before I could really see the light. So this is the time. This is a time. There is only one time, which is the present. Yeah, that's why it's called the motherfucking present, because right now it will never really last because it goes by so quick. It just goes by. And you know what? This is the last try. I mean, my only one, my only time on this earth. So what am I really gonna birth? I gotta birth some really big ideas. I really got 2 kids. They're gonna be taking my DNA and just going on with it, because that's how I'm gonna live through them. So I gotta make the bitter place for them. I mean, what? Not a bitter place, a better place for my kids, for the whole human race, because you know what? Yo, we gotta take it case by case and not just make broad strokes about what is racist, what is not, what is binary, what is not, what is a pronoun, what is not rude, what is okay, because you know what? If we talk about this all day, we get confused. So this is why we gotta get used. We gotta get used to just this deep thinking and meditation. Get in our bodies, understand the somatics, understand how you feel. That's how you deal with all of this shit. This is why I'm so happy with all of this shit, despite all of this shit that Trump is putting us through with the COVID, with the lack of scientific news. Oh shit, I'm just fucking surprised that I haven't tried to kill that dude, because man, he makes me so frustrated, because all these things could have been just avoided if he just followed Taiwan. Their vice president is a epidemiologist. That's where I'm from. I'm so proud. And you know what? Yo, I gotta say it loud. We got a female president. Maybe we need one here too. And you know what? Kamala Harris, she's not my first pick, but she will do. I have belief that these 2 people could do at least better than Trump, because Trump is a jackass. Yeah, that's right. He really is a jackass. And you know why? Because he wears diapers. And you know what? I'm out.
That's what I'm about, man. I fucking hate Trump. He's an orangutan. An orange man. Don't know what he's doing. He's doing all this shit to the mail, thinking he can control things. He's such a tyrant. He's such a joke, man. He's like Wario. I don't know. He's such a joke. He don't know what he's doing. I have so much hate for him. You say you want to do things. You say you want to hurt him. You say you want to shoot him and do unspeakable things to him. Well, guess what? Get in line. I think that's on everybody's mind. We all want to do some terrible things to that guy. Man, I never thought I could be in the space with so many awesome people. You know what? Let me go back to my hate. I can't stand that guy. I can speak about him from 10 to 9 all day long. I ain't never wrong if I speak bad about him. But I'm gonna move away. You know what? I'm in the space now. I'm in this space. Just flowing through it in the moment right now. Like my friend said, his name is Corey. He wrapped up a beautiful story about the moment. I'm just grooving and I'm moving. We were split apart in parallel universes. We came together as one. We are together as one, like Miles Morales did. That's the kid in my background. You ever heard of Spider-Verse? It's the best thing to come to Marvel since the beginning, since the start of the universe. That's my favorite thing. I don't know what to say. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be in the now, in the moment. I'm just in the truest form when I'm rapping and speaking, and I'm not thinking, and I'm in my heart, and I'm in my flow, in my body. This can go to anybody. This can happen to anybody. Anybody can flow. Anybody can go with the flow. We're all experiencing this as one. You know, when I started coaching, I realized we're all not that different, despite all of our difference, despite the cities we come from, and the places we go, the places we go up, our highs and lows, our lies and truths. This is how we move. We are forever together in this space. Thank you.
Yeah.
One thing I want to say right now and make it really clear that one thing that I learned to do was release my fear. I learned to release my hatred for the things that I don't agree with. I learned to just allow things to be because that's the way things are. And I just wish Donald Trump could actually get up in this space and he may have something for the new appreciation for the human race, something that he may never have seen before. I have pity on that man because he's so, whatever got blockages up in his doors, who knows what's going on up there. He's just another brother from another mother on this globe, just like you and me, and just another soul. I don't hate on anybody, it's not where I'm coming from. And I just want to make it known that it's okay to disagree with another human being. It's okay that we have these issues around whatever it may be. We just have to find the opportunity to level up ourselves, level up our expression, to make a difference in this world. Standing on the sidelines is not going to really bring a change. So it's about raising the global collective, the conscious collective, so that we can step away from this insanity, this pain and suffering that's been plaguing humanity for many, many, many years. It's spaces like this where we come and self-express, which creates the possibility to be self-expressed. It's something that if you haven't tapped into before, I invite you to tap into it some more. Whenever this call is over and you go out back into the real world, just remember this self-expression is with you forever and always. It will always be with you, no matter where you are. If you're happy, if you're sad, if you're angry, if you're mad, if you're ecstatic, if you're worried, or whatever you got going on, you can let that flow out and just get in tune with being in the present moment, and that's where the creator lives, the creator inside of you.
Yeah, I gotta take this. I'm sorry, anyone, whoever was gonna say so. Love you guys. I love the fact that it is so non-political, and there's no judgment, there's no morale. It's what works. And what I could not agree with Corey more than we should not really hate people or look at them a way as if like they're doing things on purpose. Because even Trump, this is just my perspective, that's his way of expressing love. It's just we're seeing it as out of love, and even more so an inspiration for ourselves to be not like Trump. I'm not a Trump supporter, but I'm more like a Trump supporter, so to speak. You gotta follow your own politics. And in this is the only amendment. There are no rules to break. There are no rules to create. There are no problems to solve. It's just creating possibilities. That's all it is. We're not here to undo the things that are not doing for us. Only for us for so much to know that it's navigating ourselves to what we can do instead of others. And that's causing any delays. It's just making it just a little better for ourselves. We can at least do 1% better of ourselves each day. And I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, and June, you really inspired me by getting everyone to move and to synchronize the way you just did. That's my takeaway from you.
Right.
Thank you. That inspired me. It's like, holy shit, that's possible for me to do. And I love that how we all share something that we can do with everyone else. Anyways, yes. Thank you.
June, that was really awesome, because what you did is that you literally you directly rallied the cipher. Everybody put your hands up, and so it's like you gave like a command that people can follow or not, but everyone got on, and then just to see everybody, I just felt the energy too, and I've never done that before actually. And so you just opened my mind up to actually giving Rally the Cipher directives as an invitation. Oh wait, Rally the Cipher invitations. There you go. So that's powerful. Thank you for that. Thank you all of you for just expressing yourself very honestly too. And what I find really interesting about that is when I wrote in the thing, I wanted to clarify to release is to receive. This is a very triggering time, and we don't always have these kinds of spaces where we can express those kinds of things, right? And so in this kind of space, as you can see, what tends to happen, or in the culture that I'm really here to create in this, is that things are going to come back to love. And one thing that I believe here is that even when there's hatred, even when there's anger underneath it, if we get deeper enough, there'll be a desire to be loved. And so even with hate underneath it, it's love. It's a desire to be loved, or a desire to be heard, or a desire to be felt, a desire to being seen, a desire to being understood, a desire to be loved. So when we can remember that, I just trust in the spaces wherever the conversations go, let it flow, and it'll come back to love. And we can bring that back into our lives too. It's okay if the anger's there, I don't have all the answers, but this is a place where I thought about 3 different things that I want this space to help release out. And one is compassion, right? It is to see somebody else's suffering and a desire to alleviate it. And then also it's gratitude, even deeper, itadakimasu. There's so many different moving pieces and atomic units, as CK would say, in order for this moment to be available. And by being mindful of that kind of gratitude, this moment is truly something special. And the last one is anger. We don't hold a lot of anger. And I want this to be a place where it's okay to let your anger. You're not letting it out on somebody else. You're not letting it out on your wife. You're not letting it out on other people. You're setting an anger container, which allows you to release. And when you do, you can receive. We're in space to receive something different. Maybe a neutrality of starting to feel that first compassion for the other side of what had to happen in order for him to be the way that he is, being with his father being a millionaire and having all of this attention in the public eye from the jump, and thinking that he had to succumb or try to overpower and do more than him. So maybe he strong-armed his way, and instead of looking into insecurities, he thought that he would just reach for more success of what the media and the public eye did, because that's all that he knows. And if I was him with the same thoughts and the same sequence with all of those experiences, I'd be him. I'd be doing the exact same thing. And does that make it right or wrong? Well, that's the judgment call. That's a subjective thing. That's where we get Bloods, Crips, right, wrong, this and that. It's a judgment thing, right? But I think underneath it, with compassion, gratitude, and knowing where to give you an outlet for anger, Flowmasters is a vehicle that could really make a better world. You know? So thank you all for expressing your honesty. I got something from each of you. What's up, Omar? Yeah.
I also don't want to leave anyone out, and I feel like that everyone that's here. I want to acknowledge you, Trin, and Cynthia. You're awesome. Wish I could hear you more and see you more. Also because even though you didn't participate in vocally, Trin, you still gave us the energy that we needed because you're listening, and that's still like part of a beautiful communication. That's just as unconditional as we're all expressing it. So just you by listening, it's definitely helping us flow a lot better. So I want to acknowledge you. I didn't have to know. I was just hearing everyone else. So we're all communicating in some way, shape, or form. And yeah, I really always encourage everyone to keep coming here. And it doesn't have to be every week because we all have a different journey. And I love that people don't visit as often, but when they come back, like Cynthia, oh my gosh, like you had such a release valve to let go last time, and then that's what, so yeah, I totally acknowledge that, of course. Yeah, to each his own. And yeah, that's never it, but yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful acknowledgement, bro. Thank you. You're very poignant, man. You're very poignant. Like, it's definitely a different, there's a different experience of you when, you didn't smoke before this, right? Just a little bit? Just a smidgen?
Yeah, but it was hours ago. I was already like, okay, to do this.
I get
but
it, yeah.
It wasn't for this, yes.
So there's just basically you have different kind of containers right there, and I really I appreciate both sides because this is a new one. I'm really appreciating this more of like sober side. It's just another dynamic that's more like raw, but also slow down. Like it doesn't ramble. Like it's just, hey, nothing less, nothing more. This is me.
Exactly.
It's great, man. They're both beautiful. It's great to see this side.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, last session was a struggle, but now it's more natural.
Right. And appreciating for people, I saw different people, like I saw June, you were in the struggle for a little bit when you were going, and then you went it and you locked in. And that's the beautiful part, right? Once again, just reinforcing that whenever we feel we're in the struggle, that's not trouble, that's not something's wrong, that's the first part of the flow cycle. We could take that into life too, because we still need to improve in skill in a certain thing. It does have to be hard enough so that we can learn something from it. Right? And by the same time, through the effort exerted in meeting to the challenge with the skill that you currently have that maybe isn't quite enough, you working through that, you're developing a capacity for more resilience, right? For more of that muscle, so then it builds resilience and then skill. So things should be a little hard. It's okay to be in the struggle a little bit, Honor the struggle. It's the greatest teacher.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get back to gardening before the sun gets down.
Yeah.
And just handle this. I got some vegetables and fruit to grow. You guys are all welcome to come over when it's all said and done. We'll have a big old feast. And I'm gonna take off. Peace out, guys.
Man, much love, man.
Peace out.
So Trin, Cynthia, did you guys want to go?
I don't know where to start, except, I think I say that every time I say something. But last night, my roommate invited me to take a shot of sake with her and her boyfriend. And so I just took a shot and I thought, oh, it feels so good. I can peacefully go to bed and not worry about anything, what may lie ahead. And actually, Edwin, I felt like I connected to you just a little bit more because when you talk about Cyprus, I used to hang out over there before I moved out this way. when you talk about Oxford, we probably know a lot of people because apparently I know too many people. Maybe one day when all this is over, I actually play ball out at Cypress College and I get my ass kicked by all of these younger girls. So, and then it just reminded me that I miss a lot of my friends that we saw play ball together. It just released our stress. It just, I don't know, our Sundays are so different now. And I actually make the effort to call them one by one now. And it seems like they're all struggling and we're all in the same boat. But it's nice knowing that we all still connect in some way, just besides going to the gym and playing with some random raw round ball. I'll pass it on to whoever wants to say something.
Alright, I guess I'll go. I've been holding my pee actually, but I'm too scared to go because I don't want to miss out on this flow. But I love this self-expression. I'm really thinking it'll help people with their depression. To have this space to open up and talk about anything that's in their hearts. I loved how Seibo talked about being high, so high that he felt like he was floating in the sky. I'm over here high too, but just high in life. That's all I got for now.
Yes.
That was so good, Trin.
Yes, that was so
I'm so
awesome.
glad I brought you.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad that you came out and I got to experience at least a little bit here. And you know, you're welcome to go to the bathroom. I've been holding my piss too though.
Yeah, me too.
I think we all.
Me too, yeah. We're all in health risk right now for this love right here. Trust him.
Well, yo. Oh wait, I guess the beat just ended. I'll wait for
Well,
the next one.
let's see if let me see if I can switch things up a little bit. Let me see. What do we got here? Where's that interesting one? Is this it? Let's see.
Oh. I think I'm gonna make a third baby now. I do get that vibe. A little bit of late 90s R&B, Jodeci, Boys to Men. All right. Yo, my name is actually Seibo. It's not Seibo, but you know what? I'm high though. This is why I always try. I never want to deny my feelings, cause you know what? I want to be dealing some new stuff now. Not that vaporizer hardware now. I want to be dealing love, dealing good feelings. Because you know what? I'll be just really chilling if I could sell a lot of my love, a lot of my smiles. Here we go, it's like 8 Mile, but we're not battling. We're just encouraging each other through the medium of rap. Yo, sisters and brothers, here we go. Undercover lover, oh shit, I'm looking at Omar doing his shit right now. Oh, okay. He's gonna control what I say. He made me grab the booty and then showed me, okay, here we go. You just shake it to the left. And then you do some body rolls and you just express, oh yes, this is number 2 doggy style. And then we go back to missionary. Oh no, what is this? Oh, it looks like daddy came home. I'm not supposed to be in the bed with your daughter. I'm gonna run out of the window, put on my pants. Oh no, this is how I dance. Oh, I say goodbye, here we go. Can I get another chance, Mr. Shen? With your daughter, I wasn't in here to disrespect you. I just thought she was hotter. Oh man, I don't even want to think of my daughters growing up. Let me just switch it up because this is kind of depressing me because my daughters are only 9 and 5 right now and they're my little girls. I don't want to think about them dating right now. I just want to hold them in my arms and lug them and kiss them and hug them. And this is why I will never drug them. I just keep them, always present. Actually, my youngest one, she's the Flowmaster. She just says what she wants to say. She doesn't do what she doesn't want to do, and she listens to her body. So I know that I probably don't have to tell her that don't get pressured in doing things that you don't want to be doing. And you know what? If a guy wants to be screwing and you don't, well, just show him that jujitsu choke I taught you that almost made me pass out when I was eating my fucking orange and you snuck up behind me and you just choked me till my face was orange. I was like, oh man, my 5-year-old is dangerous. Daddy almost passed out. This is not gonna be good. If she does it to mommy, because mommy don't know how to tap, and then she'll say, we gotta teach something else to our kids because they just hurt me. And I was like, that's the point. They gotta be hurting people. And yes, not in no reason. They gotta do it for the very right reason, not any season. Oh, you just laughing? They're gonna hurt you. I'm just kidding. They won't. They will just give you a big hug too, because my kids are full of love. They're full of gratitude. They actually got really nice attitudes. They're really so good to be around. After this is over, I'm gonna go down and play some video games with them, and then they will talk smack to daddy in the way little kids talk smack. It's really kind of cute, but sometimes when they're actually winning and they talk smack, I get angry, and I'm like, why am I getting angry at my kids? I'm too old for this. Let me go upstairs and just take another dab, and then I'll go down and play video games. And it's a real surreal thing when you can play video games with your offspring. And you know what? I'm part of Canadads, and I'm also president of the PTA, so I'm quite responsible. Well, actually, I'm not president right now. That was 2 years ago, but you know what? It's on my resume, so I still say it anyway. And you know what? That's all I gotta say. Thank you for listening. Who else is next? Who else will be blessing us?
Dude, you're part of the PTA. I'm a leader of the GTA. I love that game. I play it all day. I get 6 stars all the time. You get killed by the cops. That's okay. It's just a game. Just like how life is a game. I ain't got no aim. I'm just going with it. I apologize in advance if my rhymes aren't really there. Just give me a chance. Man, I'm killing it. I'm grilling that beef. I ain't got beef with anyone. If I do, I put it in a fucking sandwich and eat it. We don't need beef in this space. We're all part of one race, the human race. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I'm just going with the flow. I left my 9 to 5 to pursue something that I care about. Take it to the streets and air it out. It's who I am. It's who I am, man. Baby, I love playing games. When I'm done, I want to go in my living room and play games too. Hey, have you heard of Ring Fit? That's what I do all day to stay fit. I play Ring Fit all day on the Switch. Like Super Smash. I get really hot on it. I'm just going with it. I love playing my games. I love doing my thing. Going for the bling. I still got 1 episode of The Last Dance. I can't believe it. I'm so slow at watching shows. So I'm always doing my thing. Reading and leading and breathing and seeing life as it is each day. And as I slow it down, I'm done with the clown. But hey, can I point something out? While Seibo was flowing, did y'all see Omar? He took it to a different level. He acted everything Seibo said. He played dead for a minute. And I was laughing for a minute at Omar. He just going with the flow. Look how slinky he is.
Oh shit.
Oh god damn, that looks like CGI.
Oh damn. That's crazy.
I can't believe what I'm seeing with my eyes.
What the fuck? That's wild.
What the fuck is right?
Wow, dude, that's amazing.
Mr. Limpy. Who is he?
That's great, dude.
I don't know what to say. It's just a marvel. It's amazing what you can do with your body.
Oh shit.
Lately I've been
Next someone?
Curious. Shit. Oh my god. I'm making so much noise. Oh, but I've been curious to changing my voice every now and then. I want to be like Kermit the Frog, being a pimp, telling that bitch, where's my money? You know, Mr. Frank is lonely, you know? No, you don't know, because I just turned a pimp right now. This is my Sesame Street. Okay, yes. I love killing jokes. Butchering them, killing their souls, killing them twice, transcend them into other parts, not making any sense. And this is so great. I want to learn how to say as I move into one way to communicate. That's been really hard to do because it's never been done before, at least for me, at least. I said at least twice. because I never want to be cheap. I want to keep adding so many words so that I could be so poetic. But I'm not even trying to be. I'm just trying to make things beautiful. Everything I say. Like I wanna be all tantric and not finish it. I just wanna be in that flow, that sexual flow, transmutation, having sex in every other ways, reading books, learning from each other, loving each other in other unconditional ways.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, when he's referring to sexual transmutation, is basically when you have this sexual desire and you transmute it and you repurpose the energy into something else. So you could repurpose the sexual energy into writing, into working out, into a conversation that you're having with somebody that's non-sexual. And that's like, it's a really powerful and really disciplined thing. But yeah, that was dope, Omar. That was crazy, the body movements. Did anybody else have something to say? You're gonna pass out, Andrew. Yeah, have a good day.
You too.
So I just want to say that maybe just a couple of minutes I'll be going for a walk right here and get up in this on this happy Friday day, and we get to Saturday and we go the batter up and we get it that away. Hey, I'm looking at the baseball games over there on the TV screen, and you know what's so crazy right there is that they don't got no people in the stands. Damn, they're thinking about doing this technology so that has people that may look like it, and then they contrive the different kinds of noises too. I heard that they're doing that in the basketball games too, and I was just thinking that's probably kind of fucked up, because what if they do bids and they try to bribe the person that does the booing and all of the screaming? That could really help to just leverage a game, and then the refs are in it and they just start bidding too, and it's just like, damn. But that's just another thing, another conflict, another thing that we might just be going out. But I don't think that we're goners. We can really use this whole experience, this whole pandemic, to really be more than just pathetic, to be prophetic. Like, I'm here to turn this lockdown into a love lockdown. I'm here to be growing from this shit. I'm here to be grizzly in this and loving hard, and this is something that we can all take with us in our own way, you know? So if ever you feel like you're lacking integrity in different places, this is a new moment, a new place, a new market research out in the world right there. Yeah. Carving out a Nick statement. Yeah. Each one carves something new, a little something else, but it only happens through the actions itself. So I want to say I'm really inspired by you, Seibo. You got like 580 likes and 21 responses from your survey, bro. And I was like, yeah, that's how you play, though. Inspiring me, man. And you like a day old. Not really when it comes to what your experience is, but in the coaching world. But you've been coaching so much. You've been coaching inside of Flowmasters since day one. You've been coaching inside of your business with the people that had those personal problems. And you didn't know that you were going to do that as a CEO, but you ended up doing that more than other pieces. But you care about humans. All of that skill is going to come into what you're doing when you're on that farm. You're on that farm coaching, all of that. You didn't just start coaching. You've been. Now you're just officializing it. Welcome. And thank you for inspiring me.
Thank you. The feeling's mutual. It's a bromance. But I got my pants on. You guys didn't know it's so hot up in my room. I showed up with no pants on. Marcus was scared. He was like, this is the second time, Seibo, I've seen you without your pants. I was like, okay, I gotta be okay. So I put on some shorts. It is pretty hot though, but you know what? My name is Seibo though. I just get really crazy though. And I got June Kim in here though. And then Edwin, he ain't no weirdo. Cynthia, she just a cheerdo. I don't know what a cheerdo. I love Cheetos. And you know what? I just eat them like Fritos. But I haven't ate no processed foods in a week because I wanted to change that. I wanted to show that as a coach, I take everything seriously. And that means I gotta cut down my munchies. So I've been transmutating, not sexually, I've been transmutating my munchies and eating fucking celery and going, shit, this is not as good as a Cheeto, but you know what? This is how you eat with integrity. And maybe I'll go get some ranch dressing. But you know what? Ranch dressing's downstairs and the celery's already upstairs, so I relied on my stony laziness to keep myself in bed and not get the ranch dressing and just eat all that fibrous celery because it's water and fiber. It helps you take a shit though, because taking a shit is quite an amazing thing. You got to do it the proper way. That is with the poop genie. You know what is that? That's a thing that makes you bend over a little bit more, like the Asian way of squatting. And you really should be shitting like a dog, they said. You shouldn't have to push. Because if you push, that means you got the wrong diet and you might give yourself a hernia. And that's why I just eat a good diet now. When you get older, they're like, yo, your digestive tract doesn't work the same. It's not optimized. You can't eat those French fries or you're gonna die. And I was like, oh shit, but I'm so skinny and my body fat percentage is so low, single digits. Is it really making my cholesterol high? And they said, yes, you have the cholesterol of an 80-year-old man. And I was like, yo, now I really understand. I gotta take my body and take care of it, yo. It's not just about the looks, yo. It's about what's inside. So, you know, I ain't got nothing to hide except when I go to McDonald's. And one time I was being interviewed and talking about being healthy, and I was ordering a #1, which is a Big Mac meal. And the lady was like, what kind of drink do you want with that? And the interviewer was like, who's that? And I was like, that was my wife. She's asking me what kind of drink and how I'm gonna pay for it. And they were like, that's your wife? And I was like, oh shit, I got caught lying. So this is why I really gotta be trying to change my diet and not just depend on exercise and cardio to burn off the fat. I gotta stop putting that shit in my body so I don't have to burn it. And that's that. Thank you for the share.
Seibo, I'm going through the same thing with that high cholesterol. I never knew that it was the, actually, I mean, it is the junk food.